Hi friends, happy Monday! Today we have a very special guest who's going to read a story for us. First, I want to show you where Miss Hwang is at right now. I'm not in Morristown. I'm not in New York. Guess where I'm at? Do you see this? This right here is Morristown, New Jersey. And Miss Hwang flew on an airplane all the way to follow the red line to Texas. Right now, Miss Hwang is staying in Texas. Isn't that so cool that I can still see you guys online, even though I'm so far away from Morristown? So today, I have a very special guest in Texas. I am staying with my family. So when I got married, I got a new mom, and she is my husband's mom, but now she's also my mom. She will read a very special book for us today. And here is Mrs. Nesbit.
Hi guys, I'm so glad to be with you guys today. I hope you'll enjoy the story. Morning, boys and girls. So the name of this book is Larry Gets Lost in Texas. See this big shape on the front of the book? That's the big state of Texas. All right, let's begin. Here's my title page. The title page tells the title of the book, Larry Gets Lost in Texas, and it also tells us who drew the pictures. It's illustrated by John Skews and written by Michael Mullen and John Skews. Here we go. This is Larry. See the little puppy? And this is Pete. They like riding together in the back seat. The family loved going to adventurous places. This new one was all about wide open spaces. See, here they are. They're traveling. They're in New Mexico, and they're fixing to come into the big state of Texas. This is where Miss Hwang is. At the first stop, there was a hill, and on top was a star. Then the biggest boots Larry had seen by far. See those big boots? They drove a long while through a curious place. At first, it looked empty, but that really wasn't the case. There's a bird and a snake and a coyote. Oh my goodness. They're actually in the Chihuahuan Desert. And while Pete ate with his parents at a picnic spot they'd found, Larry stayed in the trailer with the windows rolled down. See, there's Larry. He's hanging his head out of the window. Larry's hunger was something he could never hide. And a tangy smell swirled through the air just outside. It was some kind of meat on a sauce-covered bun. He could get it and eat it before Pete was done. Uh-oh, how's he going to get out of the car to go and get the food? See, there they are picnicking, and here Larry is, still in the car. Well, Larry made his decision, and he pounced on his treat. What is he doing if he's pouncing? You think he might be jumping? And there was so much food, it took a long time to eat. Oh, his tummy was so full, he came up gasping for air and saw that his best friend Pete wasn't there. There goes Pete. Pete thinks that Larry's still in the car with him. Back on the ground was a strange little guy who walked right up to Larry as if to say hi. But his outside looked very hard, looked like a rock or a shell. But he could offer no help from what Larry could tell. So this little guy here is an armadillo. It's called the nine-banded armadillo. It's native only to the southern United States, primarily found here in Texas. This is a small animal with a leathery armor shell called an armadillo. It's Spanish for the little armored one. Well, Larry searched the whole lot, not once, but twice, till he saw a trailer with a creature who seemed very nice. Without Pete, Larry had no clue what to do. Then his friend nodded as if to say, "Well, there's room for you too." So who's talking to Larry right now? It's the horse. See, there was Larry running through the parking lot. You see that? And then he finds the horse. Riding in comfort, Larry thought. What a lucky day. But Pete and his parents, they had gone the opposite way. Oh no, here goes Pete. And there goes Larry with the horse. Oh no, they're going different directions. Do you think they'll find each other? I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep reading and see. Larry saw cars like trees sticking out of the ground. Look at those cars sticking out of the ground like trees. That's called Cadillac Ranch. This is an outdoor sculpture created in 1974. They buried 10 real Cadillacs in the desert and made them look like trees. Oh my goodness. While at a huge park, Pete's pup wasn't around. Oh, he's so sad. Look, he's looking everywhere for Larry. He's in the Big Bend National Park. This is a big park in the Rio Grande. It's an 800,000 acre park. Oh my goodness, that's humongous. It has mountains and rivers and even the desert. Well, Larry stopped in a place where the whole town goes, and he saw his new friend all dressed up in fine clothes. See, there's his new friend dressed up in fine clothes. Almost everyone there wore the same kind of hat, but not one of them knew where Pete was at. Oh no, look at that. Still can't find his best friend. They're at something called a rodeo. We have a lot of rodeos here in Texas. A rodeo consists of a horse and people riding on the horse. Sometimes they have bucking broncos. On his search, Larry saw some pretty strange birds. It was hard to find proper descriptive words. Some big ones were eating at a steady pace. Were these birds? No, those weren't birds. Those are called pump jacks. It pumps oil from the ground. It's a huge part of our state's economy since it was discovered in 1901 near a city called Beaumont. That's not very far from Miss Nesbit. Pump jacks or oil derricks pump up and down all day and all night. They're a very common thing here in Texas. While scary birds swooped around another place. Now this is in Austin. This is just a few minutes away from where Miss Nesbit lives. And there are bats. These are bats that are flying. It's called the Congress Avenue Bridge where they live. In the summertime, there's about 1 million bats that live under this bridge. People gather at sunset to watch the bats wake up and fly out to hunt for their evening meal of insects. Wow. So has Pete and Larry found each other yet? No, not yet. Well, now he's going to Corpus Christi. It's a place with a beach and gift shops and water and ships. So Pete, Mom, and Dad arrived at a shore with a ship museum and lots to explore. 2 sculptures pointed west. Was that a clue that might lead the family to you know who? Oh, I don't know. This big ship right here is a big aircraft carrier called the USS Lexington. It was in service starting in 1943. Wow, look at that big ship. Oh my goodness, what do you think this is? That was one of the sculptures it talked about. That looks like a big old shark. Do you find sharks in the ocean? Yes, you do. That's where they're at right now in Corpus Christi. Lots of people were at an old building of stone, but Larry didn't see Pete. He was still all alone. He's at a place called the Alamo. The Alamo was originally a mission, but it's most famous as the site of a battle in 1836 during the Texas Revolution. The Texan soldiers' battle cry was, "Remember the Alamo." And that's about 2 hours away from Miss Nesbit right now. Not very far. While watching people shop and eat, Larry heard a voice that sounded like Pete's. He looked around here and there, but didn't see him anywhere. I see him. Do you see him? Look, there's Pete. He thought he heard him. And there's Larry up on top of the bridge. Oh my goodness. He didn't see him. He's at the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Well, Pete and his folks visited an amazing place with a big rocket for flying to outer space. Look at that big rocket ship. Oh my goodness. Big pieces of fire shoots out of its thrusters right there, and it shoots way up into the sky. That's at a place in Houston. It's called Johnson Space Center. Well, Pete learned about the training that astronauts do. He only wished Larry could have learned this stuff too. Oh, he's so sad. And later, nearby in a bustling town, Pete didn't see Larry while he was walking around. There's Larry. He's walking around. In a quieter place, Larry thought all hope might be lost, till he was stopped by a man whose path he had crossed. The man was dressed in cowboy gear. He took Larry's collar and said, "Let's looky here." There's the cowboy talking to Larry. And this big old animal is a bull. Miss Hwang rode on a big Texas Longhorn bull one time when she was visiting. You'll have to get her to show you some pictures. The cowboy drove Larry to yet another city. The places they passed were exciting and pretty. The flying red horse was quite a neat trick, and one building looked like a lollipop stick. Look, does that look like a lollipop stick? Can you see that? With a big it's a stick with a big circle on the top. Larry came to a huge fair that was jam-packed and loud. How would he ever find Pete in this crowd? There was music and all kinds of food end to end. But he had to stay focused and look for his friend. When a giant said, "Howdy, folks," and pointed the way. Oh, there he is pointing. This is a big statue, and it's called Big Tex. It's at the State Fair of Texas in Dallas, Texas. Larry ran up to Pete, and they both yelled, "Hooray!" to the helpful man that said their goodbyes, then boarded a wheel of enormous size. Look at this big wheel. Have any of you ever ridden on a big Ferris wheel at a fair? The state of Texas has a huge one at their fair. And here's Pete and Larry. They're fixing to get on that vacant little cart right there to ride on the big circle, the big Ferris wheel. There they are. Pete and Larry didn't have long to enjoy the ride. They fell asleep soon after getting inside. Look, they're falling asleep. They're so glad they found each other. I loved this book. Did you guys like this book too? I did. We learned about the state of Texas. Remember the bats in Austin at the Congress Bridge? And then Miss Nesbit and Miss Hwang are about right here in the state of Texas. So I'm so glad I got to read to you guys. I hope I can do this again soon. Remember the name of the book, Larry Gets Lost in Texas. But did they find each other and end happily ever after? Yes, they found each other. Okay, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.
Did you guys enjoy the book? Did you like how Mrs. Nesbit read the book for you guys? It was so special. If you guys have any questions about Texas for Miss Hwang or Mrs. Nesbit, you can comment below. Bye guys, love you.